On this day, humanity was sent a grim reminder. Mitchell? Mitchell?
Oh, shit.
We're recording an episode. I know you're not excited, but...
It's today already?
Yeah, you're gonna have to wake up.
Oh, crap. Oh, crap.
Okay, everybody, we're back with another episode of Final Form, and Mitchell is already giving me those dead eyes.
Yeah, this is definitely a repeat, but scratch it, reverse it, of Overlord. Ryan really much enjoyed this show. I just couldn't get into it. I seriously tried, but then Voltron got Season 7, Disenchantment came out, friend of mine linked me some old clips of an anime that I'm like, oh, I haven't thought of that in ages, so let's rewatch that, and it's recording day already.
Yeah. Okay, let's just run back over the anime we have covered in this podcast so far. Mobile Suit Gundam Wing.
Oh, yeah.
You're a big fan.
Yep.
My Hero Academia.
Oh, yeah.
Death Parade.
Oh, yeah.
Kiki's Delivery Service. Agretzko.
Mm-hmm.
Overlord. Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
And now we're doing Attack on Titan.
Yeah. It's not that's not bad. I don't.
No.
Let's get in front of that train right now. I do not hate the show.
Yeah.
It's just not for me.
What I've decided is every 10th episode of Final Form is going to be something you're probably not a fan of.
That's fair. I mean, it adds to interest, I think.
So I guess look forward to, I don't know, maybe Gurren Lagann or some Ava in episode 20. We can get to the Gynax at a later stage. So yeah, this one we're kind of flipped on because, I mean, not exactly flipped because you're like the other animes that we covered that I wasn't huge on. You are a big fan of.
Generally, yes. Yeah.
I'm not torn up about Attack on Titan. I'm not running to the stores getting all the merch. I don't want one of those scout capes you see people wearing or anything. But
when we go to that con, be prepared to see a lot of those scout capes.
Oh yeah. No, an old roommate of mine had it, and I had one, and I had no idea what the fuck it was.
First time I saw one was at a con. I thought someone was cosplaying as another character, and I'm like, oh, I know that character. I'm like, no, and they got very mad at me for not knowing. I'm like, but they weren't wearing the cape, so if I saw the green cape, I would have guessed.
Okay,
but the brown part of the uniform looked like a character from, I think, Resident Evil 6, I want to say off the top of my head.
Okay. So, I don't even know where to start with this. I guess we could talk about what the show is. It's a massively popular anime.
It's basically one of the most mainstream anime ever.
Yeah.
And I will say this to it. Kudos.
Yeah. I was living in a bubble that anime did not touch a couple of years ago. I mean, yes, I was into the geekiness. I played the video games, I read the comics, but manga and anime were so outside of my circle. But somehow Attack on Titan kept finding its way in. Like people that I knew who did not watch anime, did not give a shit about any of that, still watched Attack on Titan, and it's weird. Yeah,
I know friends who will say up and down, they're like, oh, I hate anime, there's nothing good from Japan. And they're posting Attack on Titan memes. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Has no one told you, or are they afraid that they tell you you'll implode? Because I want to be that guy now.
I'll draw some comparisons again later on, but I feel like the success of Attack on Titan is somehow linked to the success of The Walking Dead.
It definitely has that kind of air to it.
Yeah.
Which is, again, another series that got really big, and I kind of just slept through it.
Okay, slight tangent on Walking Dead. I was a big fan. I read a bunch of the comics prior to the show being released. I followed the show for the first, I don't remember how many seasons. And then I abruptly stopped watching after a series premiere because I realized that there's nothing good to come of the show.
It went too long.
Yeah.
It became a zombie itself.
Yeah, there you go.
No idea if that's going to have Attack on Titan. I've heard people saying Season 3 is going really well, so I'm like...
Haven't started Season 3 yet. I've finished Season 2.
Okay.
So I guess it's a pretty simple concept to... a pretty simple story to really sum up.
Yep, the Teen Titans are attacking the world.
I mean, that'd be interesting.
That was a really, really old joke. But
okay.
But really, I don't know, with the name Attack on Titan, I just want to say this. I've seen a lot of people drawing images of Attack on Titans, Teen Titans Go. That terrible... So yeah, that does deserve an attack on. But
you know what? We're taking another tangent away from anime. We're talking about Teen Titans Go for a second here because I argue Teen Titans Go is not a bad thing because I've finally seen it, and here's why. Okay. So as you know, I got married last month. During the wedding, we had family home. Charlotte's brother and sister-in-law were home. I guess my brother-in-law now.
Yes, you can call him that now.
And their two little nephews. One of them, 5 years old, obsessed with Teen Titans Go. And so to distract him and to keep him occupied, we turn on Teen Titans Go. And here's the thing. Here's what I realized in watching that. We're being too critical on Teen Titans Go by comparing it to, say, Batman the Animated Series or...
I'm actually just comparing it to other children's shows of that age.
You're going to compare it to Peppa Pig and say it's terrible?
Yes.
How?
Because it doesn't understand its own demographic. It does an entire episode about teaching real estate. An entire show where two characters say nothing with the word waffle.
What I'm saying is it distracts the children, it occupies them, but at the very least, for the adults in the room who have to watch it, like some of the other shows that would be in that demographic are utterly mind-numbing. It is a slight step up. You at least get some superheroes. Like it is a step up in that.
I'm gonna say this: I much prefer mind-numbing over let's do unfunny things with characters I like.
I didn't think it was that bad, and honestly, I've
heard there are like 4 or 5 episodes that are really good and like 50 plus that are terrible.
The way I look at it is, would I ever sit down and watch it? Fucking no, never. But if I had the choice between a child in my room who cannot be occupied, is being fussy or like it just in a bad mood, upset, or being distracted by a cartoon that it's got a little bit like it's got some superheroes that has some humor, like it is the best option, and comparing it, like I know a lot of people compare it to the other like DC cartoons. I guess you don't, but like a lot of people do. Dude, and that's the wrong way to look at it.
Yeah,
it needs to be compared to cartoons for small children, and in that regard, I think it is the best option. I
also don't think it's being marketed for those children, though.
No, it's being marketed weirdly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
it's some sort of... They treat it as some sort of amorphous blob that's supposed to go everywhere. Yeah. It's a network's bandage now. They just put it in every slot.
But here's the thing that I'm interested in, and the last thing to touch on here. The movie Teen Titans Go to the Movies that just came out.
I have heard that's actually... decent?
It's gotten insanely good reviews. When it first came out, it had a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Jeez, I'm dying.
Which is like... I don't know.
Now, here's the really funny thing is, I actually know one person who is an adult fan of that Teen Titans Go show.
Yeah.
He hates the movie.
Okay.
With a fiery passion.
So it must be... Obviously, it's very different from the...
Yeah, it must be. So that's good, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to the show about people.
Yeah.
I did like the line they did, but they kind of use the line too often. I think in the first episode is humanity is now cattle.
Yeah.
I did like that line.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. It just
I guess tell the very quick backstory of the show, or not backstory of the show, but the story of the show itself. This is set in the future. I can't remember the exact timeline.
No,
here.
I
It's
don't remember.
100 years after the attack. Is that right?
Yeah, it's
It's been a while. It's been like a couple months since I watched this.
basically, from what I understand, either all of humanity or just a large population is in this walled-off city that's ginormous.
Yes.
But they've got like medieval level of technology and fashion, except for these hip-mounted Spider-Man-like devices. It's one of those weird things where technology did not go linearly. They basically invented one thing before the other.
I don't know. I think the clothing, the buildings, and even the maneuvering equipment, I think it's based more around what resources they have available.
That's honestly probably more accurate, but what it feels like, it basically feels like someone had an idea that you would need technology from today to maybe work out, probably not still.
Yeah.
But so it still feels kind of weird to see people going around in these like Renaissance era clothing and Renaissance era houses, and all of a sudden have these pneumatic powered grappling hooks on their hips that are like ridiculously overpowered in terms of speed and maneuverability, and they're honestly the thing most people love and what killed this show for me. I could not wrap my head around them.
Okay, let's quickly tell us what the show's about, and then
Yes,
we'll get into that, because that's a big point for both of us here.
Yeah.
So, giant human-like beings that vary in size and shape.
The Eponymous Titans.
Yes, the Titans, which live basically just to
eat humans.
Yeah, but it doesn't. But what they get into in the show is that they're not driven by hunger per se. They're not eating them for sustenance, because they can sustain without that. It's more of like just a murderous drive.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could be misquoting that a little bit, but they eat them for almost for joy, which is fucking creepy.
What? You'd never decide to eat popcorn for fun?
Good point. Okay.
The only difference is your popcorn doesn't scream at you. See, that's the part I actually can wrap my head around, because it's basically just fantasy monsters that just look like giant naked people, or sometimes giant people with no skin.
Yeah.
Which
very unsettling designs on the Titans, I feel.
One of my favorite jokes is someone said it's basically like an army of Waluigis running around. And they got that really deformed faces, and I'm like, yeah, these are Waluigis. No wonder I'm not liking their designs.
And through season 2, and I'm guessing more so in season 3, they're getting more into where these might have come from, what they might actually be, which is interesting. I like that. I like that as a direction for the show. But these Titans attack. It's still unclear whether it's the entire remaining population of the world or just one enclosed population.
Yeah. Which that's a good thing to leave vague.
Yeah.
You don't want to pull that M. Night Shyamalan movie thing where that village is actually inside something else.
They have 3 walls.
Yeah.
Like they have the main city on the interior, which is where most of the resources come from, as well as, the most higher class.
Yeah.
I mean, the populations are fucking massive. I don't remember the numbers now, but it is a very large population.
I think some characters say it would take several weeks to get from one end to the other.
Yeah. It is.
So like that, that's impressive. I'm pretty sure he's going either by foot or by horse.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But still, weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got like it is very like there are some classism issues going on there, because the highest class does get the the safest, most barricaded area, whereas the lower class, the peasants, are living on the exterior, and they'll be the first ones to be killed, which, spoiler alert, happens.
Yeah, that's one thing this show does not shy away from. I don't remember much of the 3 episodes I watched.
Yeah.
People die.
Oh, yeah.
Like the popcorn analogy is very fitting, I think.
Yeah, well, the first episode is it's been 100 years since the attack, and for the most part, they've been living pretty peacefully.
Yeah.
And that is the day the Titans get through the wall.
Yeah, one especially large one.
Yes.
Kicks down base of the front door.
That would be the Colossal Titan.
Okay.
There's the Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan. They're the two big ones that lead that attack. You got the Armored Titan, who can basically run through the wall, and he has kind of like this armoring on his head. And the Colossal Titan is the fucking massive guy.
The one you see in all the art.
Yes, he's the big poster boy.
He's the big skinless man.
Yes. Cool design on him as well.
I don't think I've ever seen any art of the armored one.
No, he's not as popular, but he does become a big part of it.
I'd imagine, yeah. Well,
yeah.
Obviously, if your main line of defense is walls and there's a wall buster,
yeah, exactly.
That would be like if a character called Kryptonite Man did not become a main character in Superman.
Yeah, exactly. So we're following the main character here, Aaron.
Yeah.
I'm actually having to bring up the...
That's fine.
Aaron Yeager, there you go.
Yeah, I forgot he was named after a booze.
It's spelled with a Y, okay?
I don't know how to spell the booze, so I just know it's pronounced the same. All I can say about this is in the first episode, I hate that kid.
Yeah?
I wanted to punch him in the back. A small tangent. Right before watching this, I started watching the Netflix Godzilla movies.
Okay.
The main character in both these shows are almost identical.
Oh, really?
They're both like, we should go out there and take on that giant monster that destroys everything.
Yeah.
Only difference is the kid from Godzilla saw Godzilla destroy Earth, and they all fled in spaceships.
Well, yeah.
And they're in those spaceships running out of resources because they've been floating in space for 20 plus years. This kid's like, I want to go out there because we're going to stagnate here. In that first episode, I saw no stagnation. I saw peaceful villages.
Well, yeah, he's. I mean, he starts off in the series as a very like bullheaded, like
and the thing is, they didn't show me why he wants to go out there. Life seems stagnant, but not bad.
In the first episode, to begin with, he just thinks it's cool. He's just like he idolizes it. It's almost like a kid would idolize a superhero, right?
And I don't quite understand it because it's like I understand idolizing superheroes, but when you see these adventurers come back with missing limbs,
well, see that's another thing too. Like, and the show does get into that a bit.
I'd imagine
like a lot of people are kind of blind to the horrors, and they get into the fact that like there are times in the show. I remember one specifically where they come back and everyone is applauding and almost parading like these heroes for coming back, and one of them kind of bursts out about, this isn't fucking glorious, this is horrific, and we're being slaughtered out there, and it it's actually taking a toll on them mentally, right?
Yeah. Essentially, what Godzilla and Attack on Titans did is they reversed it, in my opinion. In Godzilla, it really shows why living in this spaceship is hell. Yeah. Why they think maybe if we go back, we can take out Godzilla this time, because due to time of space travel, they actually come back 10,000 years later. So you think, okay, Godzilla's probably dead, but if not, he's probably old, we can take him now. So, okay, I understand why leaving this is a good idea, but they didn't show enough in the first episode why this kid would think it's cool to idolize these broken, dying people.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
And that took me out of it so much, because I'm just sitting there going, okay, explain to me, kid, why you think this is good. Yeah. Another kid does it, like this blonde kid, I can't remember his name.
Armin.
Yes. He actually pointed out why it might be, a few things, but okay, I get why he wants to leave.
Well, see, you've got your three main characters, Aaron, Armin, and Mikasa.
Yeah.
And they're kind of the, all together they would make the perfect protagonist, because Armin is the brains.
Yeah.
Mikasa is the brawn. She's
terrifying. I actually did like her.
Like, when she becomes a full-on scout, she is the most fucking deadly character. She's easily the most skilled.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron is the one with the determination and the
drive.
Yeah, exactly, right?
But while I understood her being, tough as nails and protecting her friend, that made sense to me.
Yeah.
The other Armin, he made sense to me too, dreaming and able to see the big picture.
Yeah.
Aaron, that entire first episode, I'm just going like, motivation, kid. Just give me some motivation.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, I dream big.
Yeah.
Dream big about what?
He gets some real motivation later on.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Like, I've heard he's a well-written character, but I'm just saying, episode 1 didn't wow me, and I don't remember episode 2. I have, like, flashes of 3. I fell asleep watching 2 and 3. Maybe I'm thinking of 4. I don't know how many I watched in my sleep.
I get it.
I feel really bad for doing that, though, because I never want to fall asleep during a show. It's usually more my fault than the show's fault.
I really think, like, overall, Season 1, I thought was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2, I don't think was quite as good, but I didn't think was bad either.
Yeah.
Honestly, my biggest complaint over Season 2, and I'm not going to get into the story of Season 2 at all, because, like, it's a fairly recent show. I don't want to...
Yeah, I understand.
But I found they kind of lost their focus a little bit. Like they spread it a little too wide. There's too many characters, and they weren't giving enough focus to the actual main protagonist.
Yeah.
But
that's a general problem I find with a lot of shonen anime. They tend to like add in extra characters, and then spread out too far, which can work, but is very prone to fall apart.
Yeah. But in terms of getting into the lore and the world building in Season 2, they did a good job.
That's good.
Let's see, Season 1. What do you think of the art style?
I rather like the art style. It's not what I would consider what I want from anime, but it was surprisingly really good, so I have no complaints.
It's very specific.
Yes, it is.
Like,
I especially like the color in backgrounds.
Yeah, like their use of color and I don't know how to exactly explain it, but it like you could show me a screenshot of a scene I'd never seen before with characters I've never met before, and that you would recognize that art style very specifically.
And that's good. It's very distinct.
Yeah,
I'm sure there must be some series out there with a very similar style.
For sure. I'm sure it's not the only one.
Yeah, but it is very distinct out of this generation, I find, of anime.
Yeah,
and like I said, I absolutely love the back. Like, if you didn't have the anime characters in these shots and just show me some of the backgrounds, you could probably put them on like your wall and say, "Oh, this is a Renaissance style painting." And that's one of the things I like. They ran with that Renaissance. They went for that style of clothing, so let's go with that style of coloration as well.
Yeah,
because every now and then I'll watch a show where it's like, "Oh, this takes place in the U.S." and they paint it in such a way that still feels like those are very Japanese kind of colorations for buildings, like. But hell, they're just gray buildings. I don't know, it just feels off.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
But this does not. This feels really good, and especially in motion. The motion is really good, and they do blend in some computer-generated stuff every now and then, and they did it pretty well in episode 1. I wasn't like... That is something you have to really work hard to for me to pull off.
Yeah.
And they did it well enough. My biggest problem is they may have went too extreme with the vertical or
the vertical maneuvering system. Yeah, because
there's scenes where a guy is firing off and he twists in the air and he fires off another one, and the first one, all I could think of is there's a reason why Spider-Man's web lines don't retract to him when he flips and twirls in the air, because that would retract and whip around you and probably take your head off, or at least your eye. And I'm like, this is beautifully done. It's amazing to watch, but that part of my brain would not stop going, physics!
So is that your big issue with the... Is that your only issue?
No, I have a lot of issues with those machines. My number one issue is, I get that they keep saying guns and cannons don't work on Titans.
Yeah.
But swords would not have been my first solution. The first solution would have been, I forget the name of the grape shots.
Okay.
Where you load a cannon with swords and fire that.
Yeah.
Pirates came up with that.
Yeah.
And it's damn more efficient than any human is at slashing. So I just can't get my head around guns and cannons are useless and too expensive to use. I'm like, no, mankind would find a way to efficiently...
Okay. Here's my counter.
Sure.
In terms of the logistics of swinging around, and that like no, I'm not gonna have an argument there. Like obviously there's some logic issues, but I mean it is a cartoon. I mean
I know.
Yeah.
It's freaking cool to look at.
I try not to get too caught up in that area of logic, but in terms of why they're using this particular system, I think it is brilliant.
Okay.
Because you need the way to kill these titans is again slash the back of the neck.
Yeah.
Right? The nape of the neck is how you can actually take them down. So you need precision, you need height, and you need speed, and you need it to be sustainable in terms of resources. So the fact that you have this system that runs primarily on short bursts of fuel, and yes, it takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of work to get good at this particular system, but overall, when you get good, you're a killing machine, and it works in every aspect of battling titans.
Don't get me wrong, I am glad they explained it. At least there's a logical reason in universe for it.
Yeah.
I just can't help but bring my brain's real world logic into going, okay, you need to cut the back of the nape of the neck, and okay, a big cannon would not make sense. Miniaturize it.
Yeah, like I think what you're saying there with the grape shot makes sense, but you would need something in addition to that, because if they get past that, what's your backup, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, my first response would not be hip-mounted grappling hooks. Would not have been my first guess.
No, and the thing I think about it is like, no, I don't think it's anybody's first idea.
No,
but I do think it is like. I think they have a brilliant reasoning for coming up with such a cool design.
I'm not arguing it's a cool design, but I'm just like, my brain cannot get off the logic track, and I'm totally understand about this, because one of my biggest loves is giant robots from anime.
Yeah.
And people have come at me with all the scientific reasons why they don't work, physics being the number one reason, and I'm like, yeah, I get that. But it's too cool not to care. So if you're like, oh, you make no sense, like, no, I get it. There's sometimes your suspension of disbelief can only go some ways.
Yeah.
And every person will come across something that go, no matter how cool it is, you can't believe it.
Yeah.
And those vertical ascension things are it for me.
Yeah.
And even then, I keep harping on, but how gorgeous they are in movement. I just wish I could turn my brain off.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me the only part of it that falls apart is the actual maneuvering in air. Some of it I think defies physics a little bit. Yeah. But if I'm going to pick that apart, then I feel like there are iterations of Spider-Man I have to pick apart too. Because,
fair enough.
You know,
fair enough. I mean, I love Batman's grappling hook, and I don't take that apart. I just wish I knew why I can't get behind it. Yeah. And I guess it all comes down to how they spin and twirl in the air, and the thing retracts. Yeah. And I've seen what happens when a cable snaps and the guy's near it. Yeah. Like, that's probably about as gory as some of the things the Titans do. Yeah.
And that's another thing. The show is pretty
Oh, yeah, it's gory.
A lot of gore, a lot of violence, a lot of cruel violence. Like,
whoever made this is very fond of just doing some very gruesome deaths for the sake of doing gruesome deaths. Yeah. So it's like... Yeah. Like I said, I haven't watched much, but a friend of mine has shown me a list of some of the top 10 grossest deaths in Attack on Titan. I'm like, geez, even without context, I'm like, what did that guy do to deserve that? Oh, nothing. What do you mean, nothing? He's just a bystander. Yeah. Is he a bystander? We know he has like 4 or 5 lines. Is he a jerk in those lines? No, he's just a person in those lines. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I think like one of the biggest draws and one of the things the show does the best is also probably my biggest issue, and that is like the gore, the violence, the I wouldn't call it heartbreak, but it's almost like we talked about with Full Metal Alchemist with the Shao Tucker thing, how it kind of creates like this just like nauseous feeling in your stomach. This show does that a lot.
You probably shouldn't marathon this show.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it is definitely what the show does best. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like there's not much positivity or hopefulness in this show.
And that's the thing. The two of us have watched our fair share of slasher flicks.
Oh yeah,
There's not a lot of positivity or hopeful messages in those.
No.
But for some reason, we just enjoy those more because, like I was joking on about, karma is involved in those movies.
Yeah.
In this, there's not a lot of karmic reason why people die.
No.
And if that is something you can't get behind, that's another reason why you may not like the show. Personally, I can get behind that. I'm totally fine for war is hell in stories, and war against giant monsters would be more hell. That's actually one of my problems with going back to Godzilla. There's not enough of that. You really think you would see more horrible signs of a radioactive monster stomping down the street? All you ever see is tanks and buildings collapse.
Yeah.
You never get to see Godzilla step on a old couple trying to run for their lives, and you just see the squish.
Yeah.
You never get to see the guy who Godzilla walked by and he dies slowly of radiation poisoning because the air around Godzilla is radioactive.
Yeah. Yep. Solid point.
And I'm like, I kind of want to see that at least in one Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if that was in every single one, that might go too far.
So bring it back to Walking Dead for a minute.
Sure.
One of my concerns about the future of the show, and one of my as a very slight issue with the show from what I've seen, is I think it has the potential to go down the path of The Walking Dead. Because the reason I gave up on The Walking Dead is it's too grim. There's no positive outcome for the end of The Walking Dead, in my opinion. There's no way the show can possibly have a happy ending.
A lot of my favorite grim, dark shows have brilliant moments of levity.
Yeah.
Either in that one quirky character in the background who always says the wrong thing at the right time, or just someone points out the absurdity of the situation and everyone has a chuckle at it.
Yeah.
Because that's the human nature, in my opinion. No matter how dark something gets, there's always someone who has to be like, well, if I don't crack a joke, I'm going to go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that person. If I get too depressed or someone else around me is too depressed, my joke center goes on full power.
Yeah, I hear you there.
And if I don't, I think I might explode.
Like, Attack on Titan does have some of that.
Yeah.
But, like, I worry that they could end up going down the path of The Walking Dead where the show exists only to create torture and pain for its characters and not to actually lead anywhere or to come out of this with any sort of answers or any sort of positivity at all, which is fully where I expect The Walking Dead is basically gone now anyway.
Yeah. Like, the worst thing this show could probably do is end on the final episode. They defeat another colossal titan, and then a colossal titan shows up, and they end on that.
Yeah.
Which is basically saying, oh, everything's pointless.
Yeah, and, like, I really hope they don't go that route. Like I said, in Season 2, they kind of went more into questioning, like trying to find out where the source of the Titans and trying to figure out more about what they are. And I think that's a cool route. I think that's a way that the show could maybe end on a good note.
Yeah, that's I like when shows, don't just do the whole let's always be on the defensive side. Let's find the source and cut off the source.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's thinking proactive, and I can think of a lot of characters that do that in shows. Weirdly enough, to go in a weird direction is in Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue.
Okay, sure.
The 6th Ranger decides, okay, we only need 5 of us to protect the city from the monster attacks every week. I'm going to go off and find the ancient ruins the monsters came from, see if I can seal them back up while you guys save the day every day. That was, okay, we can have our formulaic episode and find a solution at the same time. Brilliant!
Yeah.
It didn't work, but that's the nature of it.
But they tried.
They tried. At least trying is something a show needs to do. And this show is clearly well written and clearly thought out ahead. Yeah. And I can see why people love this show.
Yeah.
It's
one of those shows that in watching it, I can see all the sides of it. I get why it's so popular. I get why people are diehards. But I get why people don't like it.
Yeah.
If someone came up to me and said Attack on Titan is the single worst anime I've ever seen and I fucking hate it, I get it. Okay.
I wouldn't be that strong about it. But at the same time, we're all got our opinions. I mean, one of the...
Like, if you're not someone who can take to watching, I mean, it's that, like, 42 episodes now. 42 episodes of of just pain, torture, and hopelessness. If that's not good for you mentally, then like I get it.
Yeah, definitely avoid this.
Yeah, there's not a lot of bright spots in there.
No, I mean stick with something like some Studio Ghibli that has its dark moments, but usually ends pretty well. Or stick with things like
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man is a good one. Or go with Pokemon. Both of those are surprisingly pretty light, even though both of them have their dark, weird moments. Hello, every ghost type Pokemon.
Oh, the episode where they found Charmander. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I don't even like Charmander in that episode. Tug at my heartstrings.
Oh, Butterfree. Oh.
Surprisingly, the last 5 minutes of that Butterfree episode is like the saddest thing ever.
Yeah.
Other 20-something minutes of the episode are just like, come on, get to the point already.
Yeah.
Come on, get to the traumatic childhood ruining moment. Thank you. I'm gonna go cry now.
We should probably do a Pokemon episode.
We probably should.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think it's like over 1,000 episodes now.
I mean,
maybe we should just do a movie.
Oh, Pokemon the movie. That's we can do that. We can do that.
Yeah.
What else is there to touch on with Attack on Titan?
The music is really good, actually.
Yeah, it is, actually.
I haven't listened to all the theme songs. I think I've only listened to 2. But the first opening theme song...
Yes.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's actually really, really good.
I love the first. I was not fussed on the second one.
Okay. I don't think I like the second one either.
Second one or the third?
I don't remember.
I forget exactly.
There's
one in particular that when I was watching it, I skipped it because I found it was a little tedious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, the music's fantastic.
Yeah.
One thing I'm a little perplexed by, so the character, Levi.
Yeah.
He's very popular.
Yeah, he is.
He's the fan favorite.
I have no idea why.
Me either.
I didn't meet him, so I can't give you an answer.
Like, I'm not saying that I'm like, oh, Levi sucks, he's a shit character, but like, he's just kind of there.
I mean, it's the same thing with Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta is the fan favorite. I like the guy, but
I get that more.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, it's like, there's other characters that have more screen time that I think might be more interesting.
If I'm gonna make a comparison here, I felt that Levi was sort of like a dark, brooding, take no shit Roy Mustang.
Wow, that might be why, because Roy Mustang's really popular from this series.
I understand the Roy Mustang a little more than Levi. I just like
maybe because Roy made you laugh a few times.
Yeah, and like Levi, like he didn't do anything poorly in the show, but like he doesn't get that much screen time.
It might just come down to his design, because sometimes the weirdest designs will click with people.
Yeah, okay,
and that's totally fine. I mean, I think we all have that superhero where we can't stand their powers, but that's a damn fine super suit.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not sure what else to.
Well, it's the second show in a row we watched with the Fatal Mother hairstyle.
Yes, that is true, and
I love that.
Neither of those mothers get a very good outcome here.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some truth to it.
Yeah. To be fair, though, the mother in this series definitely suffered more.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
Now, I'll admit, while I wasn't that interested in the first episode, that scene where the guy goes out to try and fight the Titan, takes one look at the Titan, goes, shit, no!
Yeah.
Runs around and saves the kid. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I can legitimately get behind this one guy.
Yeah. And
the heartbreaking scene of the mom when the kids are out of voice shot saying, don't go, because she's scared to be alone.
I forget that character's name, the guy who saved Aaron and Mikasa there, but he actually sticks around for a while, and he plays a pretty important part there.
Okay.
He's a pretty good character.
That's good. But yeah, the scene where she's reaching out for her kid, because she's like, she doesn't want to die alone, that is incredibly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good moments like that.
Yeah. Like I was kind of like drifting in and out, and I'm like, oh, okay, the Titans are attacking. Failure to save them all. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. There goes my heartstrings.
Yeah, and that episode ends pretty traumatically. Yeah. Like,
as much as I was going on how I don't care for Aaron, I definitely felt bad for the kid at the end of it. Like, I started episode wanting to punch him in the back of the head, and at the end of it, I'm just like, shit, that kid just needs to be hugged for like 12 hours straight.
Yeah, really though. let's talk for a minute about the. I know we mentioned already, but the Titan design. I found them to be maybe my favorite part of the show. I thought they were the creepiest fucking things.
Yeah, they are legitimately creepy. Although one of my friends has made them uncreepy for me for one simple reason.
Yeah.
They showed me a Titan image and then a YouTube video of a Titan, and then it cuts to a scene from people making fun of the Super Friends, and it goes, "Brainiac, what do you want? A decent pair of pants!" And now all I can think of is the Titans are attacking out of jealousy because they can't find pants that fit.
Maybe we'll find out in season 3. Maybe,
but yeah, their faces are just so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're blank, dead eyes, constantly just these
huge teeth make it look like some of them are always smiling.
Yeah, they're always they always have these grins on.
Yeah,
and they just kind of listlessly walk.
The best way I can describe it is they kind of look like an army of people, an army of giant zombies hit with the Joker's laughing gas.
Yeah,
because those teeth are so.
Yeah. And I mean, there's one particular one which is the Titan that, I mean, spoiler alert from episode 1, the one that eats Aaron's mother.
Yeah.
That one I found to be just so fucking unsettling.
Yeah.
That one in particular.
Which is really good. I mean, they could have ended up making them really goofy looking.
Yeah.
Like, there was one in the background that looked like this generic anime character. I've seen 4 or 5 different animes in the background. It's the fat nerd looking for food in a grocery store. He looked like that. And I've seen him in 4 or 5 different animes, and all I can think of is, here's a bunch of lean, twisted, long-length weirdos going around Steiner, and there's this one guy I don't have enough yen to buy this bento box. Cause even his shoulders were slumped over. He looked more depressed in the background. But that's the thing. When you're bored, you tend to just your eyes wander about, and you tend to notice things in the background that you probably shouldn't. Because we've all seen still frames we shouldn't have.
Well, yeah. And
the same thing. You should not always notice things in the background.
Yeah.
Whenever you watch a movie and you notice the guy in the background typing is not actually typing, you're just like, well, that took me out of the scene for some reason.
And I'm not sure, you wouldn't have seen them because you didn't watch that much, but there are what they call abnormal Titans. They're pretty fucking creepy too, because they haven't figured out what exactly causes it, but certain Titans have some sort of abnormality where they don't behave like Titans, and they don't sometimes they don't quite look like them. Yeah. They you'll see a Titan who is just crawling rapidly on all fours.
Okay,
that's like spider walking, and some of them are running at full speed.
Okay, I've seen the running one.
Yeah,
and the running one was ridiculous to watch.
Yeah,
but that was out of context. So
yeah.
But regardless, the crawling on all fours, or the spider walking, that's legitimately creepy.
Oh, it's fucking terrifying whenever an abnormal comes up, because A, it's terrifying to look at.
Yeah.
B, it's generally faster than a Titan, and C, it's unpredictable. So all their methods and all their training kind of goes out the door with oh shit, we don't even know what this thing is going to do or how exactly to deal with it.
All I can picture now is while they're about to kill one, it stops, throws its arms up, and goes and runs the other way.
See, that would have been humorous enough to break up some of the grim.
See, this is why I'm probably not writing that show, because I would do random shit like that to break the mood.
Oh boy!
I don't know, during that scene where the houses are being knocked over by Titans, and one guy's like, "Finally, I'm out of my bathroom. I was locked in for 2. Oh crap!"
So yeah, I guess that'll wrap up Attack on Titan.
It's a good place to end Attack on Titan. Yeah.
Overall, again, not my favorite anime. I mean, I haven't watched that much.
It's nowhere near my tops. I've watched a fair bit more, but if you like this show, please continue to enjoy it.
And I really enjoy it, and I do plan to watch season 3 as well when I get a chance.
Yeah.
Maybe gonna wait for a dub, but you know.
Yeah.
No, it's great, and I recommend you watch it, but maybe take a breather.
Yeah. Even if you like this show, please do watch it in short bursts.
Yeah.
Like, a couple of my friends who really do like this show have never gone back and rewatched more than, like, 3 episodes at a time.
Yeah.
And I can generally tell when they've watched a handful of episodes, because when they start talking, they're kind of lethargic. I'm like, did something bad happen, or did you just watch too much of that show again?
Yeah.
And usually it's the second, which is a much better news to hear then.
Of course. Yeah.
But, like I said, I may not have enjoyed this show, but I do get why people like it. And the worst that came out of this is I hope someone else is a fan of it, because that's all I want, is someone to just enjoy more anime.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is nice to see anime do this well, popularity-wise.
Yeah. I want more anime hit mainstream. I don't want it to be gated off.
Yeah.
I like to be the anti-gatekeeper. I want to hold that door open. Come in,
yeah.
see the wonderful things.
I think My Hero Academia is making a push for that. Like,
it honestly, in certain segments, it has.
Yeah.
But it's sadly getting the same pushback that Marvel movies are right now. People are too pissed off that superheroes are becoming so mainstream. They're like, oh, I'm so sick of superheroes. They've done nothing new with them, and every movie is exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and go, have you watched Black Panther?
So that's the end of the Attack on Titan bit, but we should talk about something sad that happened.
Yes.
In the world of anime recently. And I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this right, but voice actor Unsho Ishizuka,
I think that sounds right.
passed away within the last week there.
Yeah. He's most well known for me as Heihachi from the Tekken series.
Yes. He has
a huge repertoire, though.
Yeah, and honestly, the biggest one for me, of course, is Jet from Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Which I finished rewatching the night before he passed away. It's pretty fresh in my mind. Also known as the old Joseph Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Professor Oak from Pokemon.
Yeah.
Hohenheim from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah, he was the Japanese Hohenheim. Yeah.
I don't know some of the, I'm looking at a big list.
Yeah, the list is huge.
Yeah.
Guarantee. I know more from video games because it's a lot harder for me to. A lot more video games I know have no translation. And he just had one of those great old man voices.
Oh, he's excellent.
Yeah,
excellent voice actor.
Just because I don't speak Japanese does not mean I can't hear context of language.
Yeah,
and he was. It's gonna be really hard to replace him, and it's just gonna be. It's a shame he's gone.
Yeah,
a lot of series are not gonna be the same now.
Yeah, lived to the age of 67, which not as long as he should have been here.
Yeah, I forget what was the cause of death. Did they release that?
Esophageal cancer. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
What a way to go.
Yeah. So, our hearts here at Final Form go out to the family.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. You served us well, sir.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you also give some people some very interesting nightmares.
Yeah, that's true as well. Oh my. For some reason you said nightmares and Professor Oak popped in my head. And I was like,
I was going more along the lines of that scene of Heihachi throwing his son off a cliff.
Oh yeah.
But now I'm picturing Professor Oak throwing Gary off a cliff.
I mean,
that might explain why Gary's such a douchebag.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I'm also picturing Heihachi's grandson saying, "Smell you later, Gramps," while trying to beat him to death.
Oh my! Okay.
My mind goes some strange places.
Yeah. I guess that's a wrap on our episode of Final Form.
Yeah.
Today, we still don't have the My Hero 1 Justice out. Every episode it gets closer.
I just remembered something we haven't done.
What?
Didn't we have a mailbag question?
We did have a mailbag question.
So let's do that here before we end up.
I actually forgot about it.
I just remembered it.
this is something we're going to start doing.
Yeah.
We're going to start doing on the last episode. And you didn't remember on the last episode because I didn't tell you about it.
That's fair on me.
So, instead of a full-on mailbag in the style of Jedi Dropouts, where we get 3 to 5 questions, we're just going to do a question of the week, I guess, or question of the 2 weeks. Every episode, we're going to do one fan question.
Yeah.
Which, just like Jedi Dropouts, is more of a friend question because we don't have that big of a listener base yet. So
you guys can fix that, though.
Yes, you can. So send your questions in. We're just going to kind of compile them and use one per episode. The first one comes from a good friend, Will Sullivan. He wants to know if we could take any existing franchise and turn it into an anime series. What would we use? Like,
I got 2 that came.
Okay.
The first one is, if anyone has ever seen this, it's the animation clip called TIE Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically someone took this Empire attacking the Rebels and made a 80s style anime out of that. And I want that. I want a Star Wars 80s style anime where we follow Imperials. Now, we don't have to follow them be the bad guys forever. They can, like, halfway through the series realize, oh shit, maybe we're the bad guys, and join the Rebels. But I really want to see an anime's take on following mid to low level Imperials.
Yep.
Like, maybe have Darth Vader show up once.
Yeah.
Because it's Darth Vader.
Yep.
He usually fixes most areas he's around in. Usually.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's what I would want. And the other thing I want is an idea bounced around on the other podcast I had with Soul. We want an anime series based off Mega Man X.
Oh, there you go.
We really want that because that series had so much potential in terms of story, but 16-bit era gaming never really went with stories for their side-scrollers, and by the time they were doing it for the PS2, they were still writing it like Super Nintendo stuff. So there's potential there, and there's nothing I hate more than wasted potential, plug. Actually, no way, I like that show. But how about you, Ryan?
Yeah, and speaking of wasted potential, I guest appeared on it.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Yeah, the episode's not up yet, but
no, I think that's gonna be either next week's.
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
Tell me.
I don't know. Soul has not told me.
Did a Ninja Turtles episode that's coming? I'll be plugging that more when it comes out.
Yeah, that looks like fun.
Speaking of Ninja Turtles, my answer for this is one I actually had to Google to make sure it didn't already exist. Usagi Yojimbo.
Oh, okay.
Who makes an appearance in the Turtles cartoons and comics at times. I mean, that comic series has been running for fucking ever.
Yeah, it has.
There's so much story to pull from. It has so many references and inspirations from classic like Kurosawa films and
obviously
Japanese culture and even anime and manga references in its own right. Like, it would be perfect.
I kind of think it would be like a more anime version of Samurai Jack.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a good thing in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, that is what comes to mind. And like, it's not even something I have read much of.
Neither have I.
It's just something that's always like I have read some, of course.
It's one of those cool things in the back of your mind that every now and then you remember. Go, yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't consider yourself a diehard fan, but if it was easier to get your hands on it, you know.
Yeah.
I totally get that, and I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah. And another one, which I guess kind of exists already. So I'm a big fan of Firefly, and there's always the Bring Back Firefly campaign and whatnot. But like, maybe a Firefly anime series would be a way to bring back not even the characters specifically, but just like that world.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could argue that Cowboy Bebop is basically that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I know a lot of people are always wanting more Cowboy Bebop. So
exactly. Oh yeah,
you would make two fandoms very happy.
I'm a big part of both those fandoms. Like, they're at the very top of my TV list for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because they're so similar, but like
yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, there's nothing wrong with liking things that are very close to each other.
Yeah. Maybe just another anime in that vein.
Yeah.
Like, I want... Maybe it exists, and if it does, if there's something else that you think is exactly in the vein of
Hell,
Cowboy Bebop...
we could fuse our ideas.
Yeah.
Star Wars group of smugglers.
Oh.
In a Firefly Cowboy Bebop style.
Yeah,
in the
there you
Imperial
go.
days.
There you go.
I'd watch that. I mean, it's not as good to me as the Fall of the Imperials.
Yeah.
But it still sounds like, I would like to follow around a group of people who are knockoff Han Solo without being a knockoff Han Solo.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there were lots of smugglers you see in the background of Star Wars stuff, and like, I'm pretty sure he's got an interesting story.
Yeah, definitely.
What about a smuggler who's still good with Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah.
That would take him some really interesting places.
It would?
Yeah. I would watch the shit out of that.
I mean, I'd never say no to more Star Wars.
No. Maybe slower paced Star Wars?
Yeah.
Not every year is a good idea?
I haven't seen one I didn't like yet, so...
I have not seen I've not seen Solo, but I want to see Solo.
Yeah, that's the next one coming.
But the one thing I don't... just because I want to see more of it, I want it slowed down for everybody else. Because a lot of people people get sick of things really fast, I find.
Yeah.
So, slow things down for the mass audience so we can get more people who enjoy things.
Yeah.
That's fine. But an anime would be different enough to not require it to be every year.
Yeah.
But...
That's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that is a wrap.
Yeah, that is definitely a wrap.
There you go. Third time's the charm.
Yeah.
Okay. As always, you can listen to other episodes of Final Form. Let me list them here. Jedi Dropouts, The Dropout Report, Hyper Battle, and more over at www.jedidropouts.podbean.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Make sure to head out to Atlanticon at the end of September. We're all going to be there. We're going to be filming and recording, and we're going to have an in-person mailbag, some prize giveaways. It's going to be a fucking blast.
We're also going to be there for merch for ourselves.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So, hey, maybe some discounts.
Maybe. And thanks for listening. How do we sign off?
I got no idea. Bye, everybody.
Later.
This has been a Jedi Dropouts production.